Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dreamtree, also known as that shaman-ra on Steam It, coming to you this morning after a pretty decent night's rest, actually. There weren't nearly as many glass pack cars and diesel pickup trucks zooming by, blazing their Nickelback and country music. Which is, I guess that's one of my number one complaints about this town is somehow I've been avoiding that type of music on this journey, especially in Colorado and Sedona. And it's like since I've got here, so many people listen to country music, Mexican music, and Nickelback, and they blaze it pretty loud. Yeah, I slept all the way until about 6 o'clock this morning, which is pretty good. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be checking out a new coffee shop here in a minute. But before I do that, I wanted to bring up the idea of, you know, artists and musicians in the world today trying to make a living. I know we get hit with that dream that is fed to us through MTV, especially in the radio, of the rock star glory. Lady Gaga making all these girls think that you can make millions singing songs and being sexy on stage and all that stuff. And there's a time when all that was true. If you were a good musician, you could form a band or whatever, tour, you know, develop a following and eventually make it big and then sign on to the big corporation or whatever, sell records. But that's not true anymore. This is what, 2018? And since about the late, like around maybe 2010 or so, it's just got to a point where there's so many musicians and there's so many artists. There's just too many of them. And think about that from an economical point of view. Would society work if 50% of the population were doctors? You following what I'm saying? There's just not enough. There's too many people doing music and making it and trying to get attention, and there's not enough people to be fans who have money to pay for that music. And especially in a day and age when it's so easy to get the music for free, nobody buys music anymore. If people do, they're buying tickets to go see the shows. And then that's how the musicians are making money, is through the shows and selling shirts at the shows and maybe selling CDs or vinyls at the shows. But when it comes to selling your music online, being a musician, having an online presence, there's just no money in it. And that's mostly true for painters and other artists as well. The market is oversaturated. There's too much of an abundance of it. And the problem is when you have an abundance of something, it becomes worthless on a monetary sense. It only has value as a creation. So my advice to all the artists and musicians out there, don't be sad if you're not making money. Don't get down on yourself. It doesn't mean that your music isn't good. Because I know a lot of these independent musicians out there, and their music's just as good as the stuff they play on the radio. Most of the time, it's a million times better than the crap they play on the radio. That doesn't mean that you're going to achieve stardom. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to make a living doing it. So if you have a passion for it, keep doing it. But don't expect that it's going to be your savior and you're going to be able to make a living off it. Most likely, you're going to have to do what the rest of us have to do and have a job or panhandle or whatever it is that you do to make money. And I'm sorry it's that way, but everybody wants to be the next big thing, and not everyone can be the next big thing. And mostly the corporations are in control of who or who doesn't get to be the next big thing. Do you think Lady Gaga got her fame all on her own? No, it's because she's owned and she's put out there by the corporation. So that's the only reason why people give a flying fuck about her. And because otherwise, if she did it on her own, she never would have been known because she has no talent. Her music's not good and her message is bullshit. So keep creating, my friends, and have a good one.